Just over 5 minutes remain then, and Brad Binder, eagle-eyed Jack, spotted it. He's only planning to do one run in this session. Now then, is this mind game, Simon? Is this Marc Marquez latching onto the back of Pecco Bagnaia? Are we seeing a bit of early psychological warfare here?
He's so cheeky, isn't he? He's like, he just doesn't care. Yeah, I have to follow you. I want to follow you. I want to get the lap time. I don't care. I mean, he pushes it to the limit. He's pushed it past the limit to me in the past. That, because normally when you look around and say, go away, you kind of obey. It's like a respect, but Marc just goes, no, I'm staying here.
But he knows as well that Bagnaia can't roll out of this, can he? He needs a lap time as well to get himself challenging for that front row.
And he's pushing too. You can see the change of direction there. Pecco's pushing.
He knows every trick in the book, doesn't he, Marc Marquez? And he's not too shy to use it as well. This was a battle that we saw rage brilliantly in Aragon last year when Pecco Bagnaia resisted Marc Marquez. There were 7 overtakes in that full in Aragon battle. It was a breakthrough win that really opened the floodgates for Pecco Bagnaia.
Marc's going to go faster. He's catching. He's like holding a tighter line, catching millimetre bit by bit.
And Miller now decides, OK, well, I can play that game, mate, and slots himself right in behind Marc Marquez. Marc Marquez then at the moment caught himself in a Ducati Lenovo team sandwich. Oh dear, we've missed MotoGP, haven't we, folks? I'm sure you have at home as well. This is what it's all about.
Marc pushing the front.
The best man in the world. Marquez, like I said, it's all in from him. Pecco Bagnaia asking big questions. The pair of them at the moment heading to the front row. Are they heading potentially to a joust for pole position? It looks that way. 3.5 minutes of the session remaining. Bagnaia versus Marquez. Is that going to be the story that unfolds the script that will play out throughout this 2022 MotoGP World Championship? Santi Hernandez is having a big gulp of that water. Might need something strong a little bit later on because he's watching his man. He's gone prematurely grey at times, hasn't he, poor old Santi, watching Marc Marquez in action.
It's looking to me that Marc's going to go faster. Let's see if the Duke can pull away at all. That Honda's fast this year.
Here he comes over the line then. Bagnaia takes pole for what? 1/10 of a second, and then Marc Marquez snatches it right behind him. A 1:53.283. Papa Marquez and HRC look on. Marc Marquez on course at the moment with what, 2.5 minutes or so just over remaining in this opening qualifying session for MotoGP in 2022. Marquez on pole. Miller and Bagnaia, the two Ducati teammates, have set the exact same lap time behind him, a 53.411. Bagnaia ranks second on the grid because his next best lap is quicker than Miller's. Here comes Jorge Martin. We said, didn't we, pre-Q2, you can never discount this young man. Jack Miller, he's not finished as well. Ducatis are coming to the fore yet again when it comes to time attacks in qualifying, just like they did so often in the back end of last season. Well, you can't take your eyes off it. Martin, how's he getting on? He's still up by nearly 1/10.5 through Sector 2. He's now starting this sweep through Sector 3. In the past, this is where the Ducati would have struggled with its understeer, but now they've rid some of those problems. Martin and Miller and Polispargaro. Who is going to take pole position? Red helmets in our commentary box for Quartararo, Bastianini, Binder, Mir, Aleix Espargaro, Miller, Polispargaro, Bagnaia, Martin. It would have been easy for me to say who isn't on a potential pole lap in this session. It's still Marquez, though, that has the advantage.
And who isn't is Morbidelli and Rins. That's it. All the rest on red helmets. Unreal.
Right, let's take a sharp intake of breath as we build up the final 90 seconds of this opening qualifying session of the season. Here's Brad Binder out there on the only Michelin soft rear tyre he had at his disposal. How is he making it work? Here comes Jorge Martin then on the Pramac Ducati. He doesn't normally need slipstream. He's getting some slipstream from Polispargaro. Martin goes pole. He did it last year in the Grand Prix of Doha. He's back on pole. Binder on the front row as well, albeit briefly, because Miller now has gone second with a third with a 1:53.298. Bagnaia has been relegated back to 5th.
Just to stay on the bike. I can't believe everyone has. Like, it's unbelievable skill when you're pushing to the limit. What can Fabio do to save it?
Yeah, Jack Miller's on his last flying lap. Fabio Quartararo about to head on to his flying lap. That's not good enough. That won't cut it. Quartararo then down in 9th place. He's found a 1:53.635. He has got one more lap. Likewise, Aleix Espargaro, he's going to get over for one more lap as well. Where will this push the Aprilia man? Possibly on the front row. Top 6 maybe. Yeah, top 6. 5th, a 1:53.386. Let's quickly come back as well to the Suzukis. We thought they'd be figuring prominently for this pole challenge. Hasn't been delivered so far. Rins 7th, Mir 9th. Does that surprise you a little bit, Simon?
Yeah, and worrying, because if they can't fix this qualifying, remember, they can't fight in the race against the V4s. You know, they've got to be on the front 2 rows.
Checkered flag is out then. Jorge Martin on course for back-to-back pole positions here at Losail International Circuit in Qatar. Aleix Espargaro's lap time that got him up to 5th, that's gone. At some point on that lap, he exceeded track limits, so there's work still to do for the Aprilia man. Mir pushing really hard on that factory Suzuki, just like he does of every single lap of every single session. Can he find something to get himself close to that front row? Estimated position here late on for Mir, the 2020 MotoGP World Champion, was P4. As he found the speed and the rhythm in that final sector to fight his way onto that front row. Can he knock Jack Miller off the front row? Here comes Mir now. Over the line he comes. It's good enough for 5th, a 1:53.350. And just what Simon said, keep a close eye on Enea Bastianini. Can he deliver a late shock here? It was the bike, the GP21 he's riding, that took pole there last year with Pecco Bagnaia. Bastianini, red helmet in the 2nd sector. There he is at the bottom of your picture, his name there, and he's still up in sector 3. Unbelievable this from the man in his 2nd season in MotoGP. Fabio Quartararo is going to be on the 4th row of the grid, not the way that the champion wanted to start the defence of his crown. Pol Espargaro got up to 4th. Here comes Aleix Espargaro. Just behind him though is Enea Bastianini. Simon Crafar, both of us said he's got the potential for a front row and for a pole position. Here comes the beast. He's clicked into time attack mode. He's clicked into beast mode. It's Bastianini going pole? No! But he takes 2nd place. Enea Bastianini's first front row start in the MotoGP World Championship. Martin on the new Ducati GP22 will take pole position for the 2nd race in a row here in Qatar. Bastianini on the front row, Marc Marquez 3rd. What a front row, what a session, what a start to MotoGP qualifying in 2022. Roll on tomorrow night, 6 p.m. for the race.
Yep, and people wonder why I always rave on about the rookies. They're 2 rookies from last year. I know they've both been on the podium, you know, Jorge's even won, but they change our sport. Look at them go, brilliant.
Well, we saw these jubilant scenes down in Pramac Ducati this time last year when Jorge Martin ripped up the form book on just his 2nd MotoGP appearance and snatched pole position in the Grand Prix of Doha. He's back in Doha and he's done the business yet again, a 1:53.011.